keep having to start this video over and over again for some reason today. It's not really happy news, but I was listening to the BBC last night and put out a little bulletin, and appears that they were having some difficulty with a run on the banks in Spain. And like I said, I don't know a whole bunch about it, but I have been listening here and there with one ear. The TV is like right over my shoulder, so I listen to it when I'm on the internet sometimes. So they've been talking about, of course, Greece for quite some time and the financial problems in Greece and the European Union, and this might cause that and that might cause the other, and they were talking last night. I haven't actually read any updates today, but I haven't seen it on the computer either. I should have done that before I made this video, but they were saying last night after midnight that there was some problem with depositors withdrawing their funds from the bank. And those of us who only have a very rudimentary understanding of the financial system know that banks have to keep a certain amount of their assets available, but by and large, the money that you put into your bank or your credit union is going to be loaned out for your neighbor's car or for a new business downtown or what have you. And so when people start withdrawing all their funds from the bank at one time, it does not generally look that bad. I don't think I got my makeup straight today. When people start withdrawing their funds all en masse at one time and withdrawing their money out of the bank, they call that a run on the bank. And it causes problems because the bank doesn't have all that money. They don't have it all to give out. They can't have everybody showing up at the door and taking their money out all at one time because it's invested in the business downtown and your neighbor's car loan and all that kind of thing. So a bank or credit union is really just it's just a vehicle or a mechanism by which you loan your money to other people when it's on deposit. So when people start coming all together at one time and everybody wants their money, you got trouble. So that's a run on the bank. Trying to get this done before I have to give up the living room here. The UPS truck is here. I hope that doesn't take very long. So they had a little run on the bank, supposedly, and I will check into that more. But the concept or the idea that I just wanted to get across today, and I'm a little bit embarrassed because this guy's going to come to the front door. I'm probably going to have to sign for a package, is that when the time for need arrives, the time of preparation is past. And so we need to have our, he's going to come to my door. Maybe not. I think it went in the garage. Yep, it's in the garage. So when the time of need arrives, the time of preparation is past, and someday the clock will run out on all of us in a number of ways. We'll have our last opportunity to see a friend. We'll have our last opportunity to travel. We'll have our last opportunity to mend fences between us and people that we had discord with. Sooner or later, the clock runs out, and it's not a happy thing when that happens if it's in a bad way. I have no idea what will cause if and when there'll ever be if and when there'll ever be, I'm getting tongue twisted, a domino effect where, you know, one run on the bank causes another run on the bank, causes a failure of a currency altogether, or they seem to think there's some danger of that happening in Europe and of course spreading elsewhere. So the only thing I can say on the topic with any certainty, there isn't much certainty on the topic, is that you can't eat money, you can't eat gold, you can't eat stocks and bonds. If you did the IPO thing with Facebook, you can't eat that. You can't eat it. You can't wear it. You can't wash your clothes with it. You can't doctor the sick with it. So if you have assets that you can get your hands on, and I especially like buying things in number 10 cans that have been processed with an oxygen absorber, because that is pretty much good as gold. It's going to last longer than you will. That will last longer than you will. It'll be around for a good long time. So that's a very safe investment to buy foods that are properly packaged with an oxygen absorber, or there are videos on this channel which are the most viewed, 3 of the most viewed. 2 of them are on dry packing in canning jars and dry packing in 2-liter bottles, but you can also dry pack in Mylar bags. You can also dry pack in number 10 cans. There's lots of choices for dry packing. I wanted to talk about rice, and I would have made a separate video, only for some reason I'm still only able to make one at a time, so I'm going to dovetail this in here. We had a large bag of rice. I have never worried about it keeping. We've never had a problem with bugs. And it probably sat in the bottom of my bedroom closet for 2 years or a little bit longer. And then I used some of it, and I was told it tasted like soap. It didn't taste like soap to me, but it ended up in the garbage. It was probably a 10-pound bag of rice. So I think probably for the way that we consume things now, I would be much wiser to even take a 10-pound bag of rice and put it in either quart jars or half-gallon jars or Mylar bags with an oxygen absorber so that it doesn't oxidize, so it doesn't taste like soap. So trying to talk a little quieter than usual here, so I hope you can hear me today, but don't let the time run out on you. Don't let the time run out for you to spend time with your teenagers. Don't let the time run out for you to spend time with your loved ones. Don't let the time run out on you to prepare. I really don't like to waste food, and it really hurt my feelings to throw out that 10-pound bag of rice. That made me feel really badly. But I would much rather be a little over-prepared or a little ill-prepared, because you can eat soapy rice, soapy tasting rice, if that's all you have. But if you don't have it, you can't eat it. So I know this is all extremely simple, and I'm just preaching to the choir, but we really don't want to wait until the last tick-tock of the clock. I'm not sure I can quote these scriptures properly, so I'll look them up and make sure I've got them right out of the New Testament. But there's a story that Christ told about if the good man of the house or whatever had known in what hour the thief would come, he would not have, like, I don't know if it was slept or whatever, but he wouldn't have taken his eye off the situation and suffered that his house would be broken up. All the parables in the New Testament, there's so many that pertain to the end times. So please do a little. I noticed that Walmart had temporarily run out of the. I'm sorry, I've got my mind about 3 different places right now. I had temporarily run out of the whole milk in number 10 cans, but it was back in stock as of last night, so I'm going to order at least a couple more. That used to be very difficult to get, and now that you can get it for $13.88 and almost no money on shipping, that's a pretty good deal. I don't know if I'm supposed to quote prices on here, so I probably shouldn't have done that. Just delete that. Anyway. So I hope that you and yours are well. I apologize for not getting a video in. We've had kind of a busy time with family things here lately. And feel very grateful and very blessed to be able to do all the things that I have been able to do. I had a couple of really bad weeks body-wise with some pretty intense pain, but the last couple of days it's been pretty good. So occasionally someone will ask, so I just thought I'd throw that in there. Feeling pretty good today. So wishing you all well, and I hope that you'll continue to make progress. And every time, I guess every time I cook a meal, or every time I get into my cupboards and I see things that are there, and I think, oh good, oh good, I got some of this and I got some of that, and I could make this and I could do that. And I encourage you again still that if you haven't walked through some of the steps of using your storage, just try a few things out and walk through some of the steps, such as if you haven't baked bread, I will put in a plug one more time because it's really awesome stuff. The Great Depression Video 5 has instructions for a simple French bread. Now, I watched a couple of other channels lately and watched a couple of other people make French bread. I'm sure it's probably pretty good bread. I'm sure it's probably very nice bread. But they go through a whole lot of stuff that is not necessary. They make it a lot of work. This is the Great Depression video 5. Is as simple as it can possibly be, and it's really awesome bread. The thing I like to do with it is make little tiny loaves about there. Can I see you now? Little tiny loaves about yay big. Little, you know how they serve the little personal loaves in some of the nice restaurants, and so you can make those with it. And they come. I did that on St. Patrick's Day and whipped up a little butter with a little honey in it, and kind of dipped those little loaves in there, and it was just really good. So it's cost next to nothing to make, almost no time at all. You can cut the recipe in half if you don't want 2 loaves of French bread. You can make breadsticks with it. You can make the individual loaves with it. I've had people tell me that they put it in bread pans and bake it that way for sandwich bread. It has no oil in it at all whatsoever. Salt, sugar, water, yeast, and flour. Simple, really simple. So 11 minutes and 17 seconds. That's one of the longer ones, but it's been several days since I've been able to get on here. So just wishing you really good things. Really good things. I feel very blessed. I've got some absolutely fantastic, wonderful people, friends in my life, and feel just really, really blessed. On days when I'm not having crazy pain, I feel more blessed than I do other days when I'm really suffering. But without those friends, I don't know how to make it through some of those days. So count your blessings, and hope that you're doing as well as you can, and make a list, check it twice, so you can eat more than just beans and just rice, because someday if the clock runs out, we're going to have to open our cans and do what we can with what we've got. So I hope you've got something that you can make do with. Take care. God bless your efforts to prepare. Bye. Just a second, I'm trying to turn it off.